Did we get what we deserved?
No, not at all.
Welcome to Tairimo Boys podcast. I'm your host Cody. With me in second chair is the boy who likes raw dogging chicks while wearing clown makeup. It's Jeremy.
More fun that way.
Just don't like wrapping it up.
Never.
With me in third chair is the boy living in a musical of his own schizophrenic delusion. It's Ryan.
Uh,
Well, boys, we're back at the theater today with Joker 2 called Joker Folie Dex.
So close. So close.
Folie à deux.
There
Look,
we go.
Look,
Thank God I minored in French.
I'm American. I don't know how that's said.
I took 4 years of French just for this moment.
Was it worth it?
Yes.
Okay.
Cashed in.
Well, boys, here we are. Last time we sang praise of Joker 1, but are we going to sing praise Joker 2? And I'm using the word sing as a kind of like a pun.
I see what you did there. Clever.
We're not going to be doing a musical, by the way. We have like no musical talent. If you
No.
if you listen to some of my earlier Blockbuster Boys, you could hear my musical talent. It's a shame I don't do that anymore.
You get back into that.
So, Joker 2 is in theaters.
For about a minute.
Not much longer.
I think it'll be in there for a while. Boys, what did we think of it? Jeremy, first thoughts?
Oh, nowhere in comparison to the first one. That's all I'm saying for the moment.
Ladies and gentlemen at home, we're going to be doing Tairimo Boys Fix It. I think that's the name of the segment. I change the name every time we do it. So that should tell you a lot about this movie. Ryan, first thoughts?
An unnecessary sequel that is not great. It's not as awful as I thought it was going to be, but
I'll give it
It's not
that.
great.
I'll at least give it that. It's not. I don't know. It's getting a lot of hate. A lot of hate. And I can see where a lot of it's coming from, but, I did enjoy its moments.
Jeremy, by the time we get done with this review, you're going to hate it.
I don't. Yeah, it's got its problems.
Yeah.
The whole movie's a problem.
Yeah, this was a completely unnecessary sequel. I mean, last time we said that we would have liked to see him take on Batman, but it's
We get to see him take on a courtroom for 2.5 hours with some singing.
Yep. So let's dig into it. So, boys, what were our theater experiences like?
I went over the weekend about the same time I normally do. I catch a matinee, so it's anywhere between like noon and 4. I think I went at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock this time around, and my theater was halfway full, and nobody was clapping.
That's odd for a musical.
Who would have thunked it? A comic book musical.
I went on a Tuesday when tickets were cheap. There were a few people there. They were all happy, and I watched the movie, and then we were all sad.
Did you at least get a chocolate chip cookie sundae?
I did not. I talked myself out of it.
No coping mechanism this time.
No, just a soda. I wanted milk with it, and they had milk on the menu, but when I tried to order it, they said they didn't have it anymore. And so they got what they deserved.
We're going to have to address that line.
Yep.
I'm just going to come out here and say it. There were major script problems with this.
You mean like the whole script?
I think like maybe the first third of it was fine, and it just a little bit of refining. We'll get to whenever we get to Fix It, boys. We'll talk about it. But that was fine, and it could have easily been manipulated to work, but they just fumbled the ball so hard. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
do you boys want to see a sequel to a movie where there's like no character development?
I feel like it was the opposite, actually. I feel like there was character regression.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to answer, Cody, no. No, I don't. I never wanted this.
We see him in the first movie. He's Arthur Fleck. He's doing normal clown stuff, and just society keeps beating him down. And whenever we pick up in this movie, he's in Arkham Asylum. And by the way, like I said, he did not kill that social worker lady at the end of the movie.
God damn it. Some things are better left to the imagination. Why'd they have to...
Oh yeah, they come out like right away and tell you he killed 5 people, 6 in asterisks, because well parentheses. But It's like the three Wall
Steroid.
Street guys, Randall, his like clown co-worker, and Murray Franklin. And then he kind of hides it to the end that they don't know that he suffocated his mom. So that right away just kind of dispels some of the questions you had on the first movie.
Again, some things are better left to the imagination. It left you wondering at the end of the first movie, and it left you pumped that he embraced the anarchy. He became the Joker. And then, start of Joker 2. He is now sulky Arthur Fleck again.
I could kind of see why. I mean, he's heavily medicated, and we kind of talked about last time. It's like it seems like whenever he has like the help he needs and he's medicated, he's fine. But as soon as he gets off the medications, that's when he starts becoming the Joker.
Yeah, that's kind of alluded to when Harley Quinn tells him to go off his pills, and he says he's already been off his pills.
And
I I can kind of see that.
yeah, but I don't know how he got away with that because they were doing pill checks. But the whole idea of the movie is it picks up after the last one. He's in Arkham Asylum waiting for trial, and Harvey Dent's pushing for the death penalty. So we literally spend the majority of the movie either locked up in Arkham or in a courtroom.
Or in his head with sing-alongs.
Okay, so boys, what did we think about the music overall?
I didn't hate it. Actually, some of them were quite catchy, which took me by surprise. Ryan, what'd you feel?
I thought I would despise it. It turns out I didn't. It wasn't as prevalent in the film as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a full tilt musical.
Same.
But yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
What about you, Cody?
I like the sets of the musicals and the idea behind it, but here's the thing. You could have cut every single song out of this, and the plot wouldn't have been affected any.
Agreed, but they weren't the worst part of the movie. See, we can say some
Yeah,
nice things about this movie.
the movie had like a recipe for like success, and for some reason it fumbled everything along the way. Like I said, the music just completely disconnected from the movie, and with the first movie, you're kind of wondering is like what's real and what's not real. It's like you know right away in this movie which songs and are real and which ones are fake, because the fake ones have like huge elaborate sets and characters that aren't supposed to be there are there.
All right, we gotta say one other nice thing about this movie.
The
before
cast,
we absolutely destroy it. Yes.
the cast was amazing. Like everyone did a really good job.
Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga in particular for me absolutely killed their roles.
Yeah, I don't normally like Lady Gaga, but she
I
worked
think we
just
all do.
fine with Harley Quinn.
I think we all know I love Lady Gaga.
Yeah, because you're a weirdo.
Guilty as charged. With a disclaimer, I like her older stuff, not the new stuff.
Well, everything goes to shit after too long.
Before she,
Yep.
before she sold out.
Before she sold out. Back when she was a party bitch. Is that all we can say that's nice about this movie? Or it was like superb. Sure, we can say some other nice things, but like that, the cast was top notch.
I mean, like I said, I think they were on the right track with the plot, but they just fumbled it all. And by the way, people at home, I haven't said this yet. And there's gonna be like major spoilers, especially pretty soon.
You've been warned.
And you know what else disappointed me, Jeremy?
I'm just gonna take a stab in the dark. The ending.
Well, yeah, but you know what else?
What else? What else disappointed you?
Well, the lack of boobs in the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. That's always a disappointment in every movie we watch without boobs.
Yep. So no boob bonanza today, like last movie.
God
But
damn it.
Jeremy, do you know what there was in the movie?
What?
There was a penis in the movie.
Oh my god.
It's time for Penis Palooza.
Nope. I'm out. I'm fucking out. Maybe I just mentally blocked it out, or my ADD got to me, because my ADD did get to me during this movie a few times.
Yeah, there was a few times I was checking my phone to see what time it was.
And I am easily entertained too. I mean, it's not that hard to control my ADD, but I was kind of all over the place quite a few times.
Yeah, I mean, I was noticing right away. It's like this movie's really going nowhere, and I'd already read reviews of people saying that like the ending is a major fu.
Huh? Where have we seen that before, Cody?
Um,
Where
well,
an ending can ruin the entire series?
I don't know. Could it be Mass Effect 3?
Huh? Maybe. That's where my PTSD came back from. You Mass Effect 3 and ruining my childhood. 8 years of my goddamn life wasted. For 3 colors. I get to choose 3 colors as the ending.
You don't get
And we're all guilted into choosing green.
It's true though. And here there's like one ending, the red ending. Okay,
Yeah,
so before we get into the ending, boys, what did we think of Harvey Dent?
I like him. I don't know the actor, but I thought he did well.
Whoever cast Harvey, that dude as Harvey Dent, needs all the trucks full of Colombian Bam Bam. I love that dude
Yeah,
as
he was good.
Harvey Dent.
Like I said, I've never seen him in anything else, but he was really
I haven't
good.
either.
Yeah, I liked his look. The only criticism I
Yep.
had is I noticed he's like as skinny as I am, but then again, so is Joaquin Phoenix, and so Batman is gonna be able to easily go fist to fist with these villains.
Yeah, I don't think we haven't seen any villain in this Joker series that could actually take Batman in a fist fight.
Yeah, I mean we've only seen three, but there you go.
Well,
Now,
they were all frail.
okay, before we get into the ending, well, I mean that's basically it.
It really is. There's not a lot to this movie.
Let's just get into start talking about the ending. So I got a question for you boys, and I couldn't see it very well, but did Harvey get his face blown off?
Half of his face was damaged, but it wasn't like, from what
Yeah,
I saw, it
Well,
wasn't like,
it wasn't the
yeah, go ahead.
damage.
it wasn't
Yeah.
the Dark Knight.
Yeah. No, not at all.
We're
Yeah,
not getting a Two Face out of this.
my vision was like, well, my you know how crappy my vision is, but as soon as I saw that scene with the explosion, he was kind of laying against the like little fence thingy. I was looking close, like
I was
is half his face blown off, or
I was looking for it as soon as I knew they were gonna pan over to him.
yeah, that's I knew exactly then too. But I don't know. As soon as I didn't real, as soon as I saw it, it's like I can't really tell. Are they kind of doing the Cape Crusader thing where they do the trying to look normal, but it just doesn't work?
That's who he reminded me of. He reminded me of the Cape Crusader version.
I can see it.
I really wish that they would have worked his coin somehow into his character.
That would have been even better. Like if he had a little tick
Yeah,
in the courtroom and he was just flipping the coin.
yeah, just fidgeting with his coin. Like I'm so sick of like these two faces that have barely any connection to a coin. Okay, so viewers at home, like I said, spoilers, major spoilers. I've got a theory. Are either you boys familiar with the Matrix 4?
Nope. Thankfully.
Nope.
Okay, well, I'm gonna spoil the
I think I
Matrix.
know where this is going.
Yeah, I'm gonna spoil the Matrix 4 for you.
Good
Trinity
to
was
know.
actually the one all along, not Neo.
Yep.
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 So I see where you're going with this theory already.
Well, I'm just gonna say like they're trying to ruin everything, and I'll hit more on it. So let me explain the ending for everyone. Throughout the whole movie, like we could tell, like Harley Quinn's like she doesn't like Arthur Fleck. She wants the Joker, and that's like the scene where he raw dogs her. That intro wasn't a joke, by the way. I mean, it was a joke, but it's also in the movie. But like she's like putting makeup on him just because so she can bang the Joker. At the end, he ends up rejecting like the Joker identity. He's like, "Oh, there's no Joker. There's Arthur Fleck."
It pissed me off so much.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, he's on trial of death penalty. Then as the jury's reading all his guilty verdicts, car bomb goes off. He's able to escape. He goes to the Joker stairs, and Harley Quinn rejects him because she doesn't care for Arthur Fleck. He gets rearrested, and then here we go. Gets locked
Yeah.
back up in Arkham Asylum. And as soon as he's told that, hey, you've got a visitor, like, hey, maybe we're gonna get kind of a happy ending after all. Well, he gets what he deserves. Yeah, there was this character, I think his name was Ricky, and like Joker's just hanging out with him throughout like Arkham throughout the whole movie, and he's like telling a really bad joke, and the joke ends with you can deserve, and then takes out a shank and just shanks him in the stomach like a bunch of times, and then we watch as he falls over dead. The end.
I feel like this movie was you get what you don't deserve.
I'm gonna talk about that, but
And that's the ending.
yeah. So, quick question for you. Well, not so much questions as an observation. Here's what I thought I seen at the ending. So, whenever Arthur's laying on the ground, like everything around him is blurry because they're focusing on him. It sounded like Ricky went and sat down, and while he was manically laughing, he started cut. It sounded like he was cutting, and it kind of looked like he was cutting like Heath Ledger scars into his face.
He was.
That's 100% what he did.
Okay.
Yes, it was. Can confirm.
So Ryan, you don't have to worry about Arthur Fleck Joker ever going against Batman.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had some stuff to say about that ending, and that was one of them.
I'm just at a loss for words.
Yes. Me too. This was a tough one.
They
I mean, it's not,
killed.
it's not a bad movie. It's not bad. I enjoyed a lot of it, but
I kind of saw the ending coming a mile away, just, like throughout the movie. But I thought like it was what was going to happen was he was going to get found guilty, and the final scene was going to be him in the electric chair or something. But
that's pretty dark.
that came out of no. I mean, he died, but it's completely different.
He got shanked by New Joker.
Do we think this Joker could go up against Batman?
Uh, he's got a better chance.
Yeah, he's got a better chance. I would never be able to, if in some weird universe they continue this franchise, I would never be able to take him seriously knowing the Joker's name is Ricky.
That they don't need to continue it after this. Well,
No, they don't.
we found
No.
out why Todd Phillips was doing the rounds of interviews and telling people why there wasn't going to be a third movie.
Yeah, because he gave us a bomb. I get, and artist interpretation, but what the?
So, this is what I'm going to get at. This is the theory I read, and like, I think it's like accurate. This movie was a humiliation ritual.
Yeah, and a slap in the face to the audience.
Because here's what happened: the first Joker, Todd Phillips, sitting there all proud and everything. He goes and creates a Joker that's like the ideal like leftist icon where he's against like bankers and he's doing all these like political like eat the rich type shit. Well, before the movie comes out, then like more right wing people are leaning into the meme and your left wing journalists are like shitting all over the movie. So he absolutely hated that. So we get around to this movie. Now we're turning into a musical. We're watching Joker get anally struggle snuggled and they kill him at the end.
Did we get what we deserved?
No, not at all.
God damn it, Todd Phillips. There was fans out there.
They struggled the Joker right out of Arthur.
Pretty much.
And out of my heart.
You got to question if like Harley Quinn's even alive because it looked like she was gonna unalive herself in one of the scenes. Was she even at the freaking stairs?
I don't remember.
Well, no, I'm asking like metaphorically.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Like, was it?
Was it real?
I don't know. They seem to like spoil everything else for us, so I'm going with it was real.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was shit either way. This really could have been a good movie.
Yep. So you know what time it is? It's time for Fix It Boys or Tairimo Boys Fix It. Once again, I can't decide the name.
We're just gonna keep switching it up. We like to stay fresh, keep you on your toes.
For some reason, I can't ever remember the damn name. So Jeremy, how would you fix this movie?
I thought long and hard about this, boys. How I would fix this movie is not make it at all. We didn't need it.
Yeah, we needed a second one.
We didn't need it. We didn't need it. The first one was a masterpiece. Left us wanting more, right? You see the struggle that Arthur Fleck goes through. And you see his descent into madness. You see him become the anarchist. Where was the anarchy in this movie? Zero anarchy.
Yeah, there was like barely like any rioting. We did see the garbage piling up like we did last movie, and
then the bomb. But like,
I don't think the Wayne family was mentioned once in this movie. Not even like, the Waynes were killed during that riot you started.
not that I remember. Nope. Honestly, I would have been better off without this sequel. It could have been done, but this was too much of a big like. F you.
All right, Ryan. Jeremy took the lazy approach with don't make it. What are your thoughts?
All right. You know what? I was going to be a pain in the ass and say this movie doesn't need to be made. Since you're going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I beat you to it.
Since you're going to make me fix this movie, strap in. You want to get nuts?
Yes.
Let's get nuts.
Let's do it.
All right. So we start the movie 16 years after Joker 1. And we suspend our disbelief and say that Arthur Fleck in the first Joker movie was 30 years old. He just ages really rapidly, but still in good shape. I mean, did you see him run? So he would be 46 by the time this movie takes place. He's in Arkham and he meets Harley. And Harley is not an inmate. She is the one of the clinical psychologists there, just like in the comics, right? And she interviews him, and I would love to say that Arthur Fleck manipulates her, but I mean, it's Arthur Fleck. I'm not working with much here. So,
Nope.
so she interviews him, and then she starts to get really fascinated with him, just kind of independently. And I would even keep the musical stuff, but not as a trigger for every time his mother was mentioned or whatever happened in the real movie. But you know, when you're in love, the world gets a little sing-songy. So I'd keep the music for that, right? Then she starts to fall for him, and that brings his confidence up to the how do I put this? As the kids say, it maxes out his XP. So he's like the confident, the the most confident he's been. All right. So Harley, being an inside woman, decides to break him out. So she breaks out Arthur slash the Joker. By the way, those guards are still in this movie, and they don't do the one thing that was completely unnecessary in this movie, but they do rough him around a little bit.
The anal struggle snuggling.
Yeah. So Harley breaks him out, and during the breakout, the guards get their comeuppance, one of my favorite words, and get killed. All right, so they break out, right? And
Yep.
then cut to them connecting with their Joker followers that, the dudes that are all down for the cause and wear those clown masks. And they start just wrecking shit in Gotham City, burning shit to the ground. All right? We're almost done. We're almost home.
Okay.
So we get to the second to last scene. All right? You fade in to the back of a 26-year-old pretty boy's head, standing in what is clearly the living room of a giant mansion, watching the news, watching Gotham get burned to the ground by by a bunch of clown people. All right? And then some sharply dressed Cockney bastard, I think he was Cockney in the first movie, walks up next to this 26-year-old pretty boy and says something like, "Hell of a way to start your first night out, huh, sir?" Pretty boy doesn't say anything, just kind of nods to him, walks over to a grandfather clock, flips a switch, grandfather clock moves, down a tunnel, flips a light switch, bats swirl over his head. Cut to the final scene of Gotham at night, clowns burning shit, Joker and Harley watching, and then Harley looks at Joker and says, "Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta, buy some lady shit." So she walks off screen, right? Walks off screen, and you just see the Joker from the back. I don't know why I'm obsessed with the back of people for some reason. You see him from the back, and then you hear the distinct sound of a swoosh. Let's say it's the swoosh from someone wearing a cape. All right? You don't cut. You just stay on the back of Joker. You hear the swoosh, and you hear the sound of a dude jumping from a safe height onto the ground. And then the Joker, Arthur, turns around and then sees what he sees. And a slow smile forms across his face. And then he starts to gently giggle. Cut to black. Then the giggle gets louder and louder until it turns into that giant, uncontrollable laughter that he does whenever he loses it. Credits.
Yes.
That was really good.
Ryan, me and you are on a lot of vibes, and I haven't even started on mine yet. Like our ideas
Oh,
are
I can't wait to
vibing.
hear this.
Yeah, I'm interested now.
Well, unfortunately, mine doesn't have Batman in it. You forgot an important thing. Alfred going, "You get that bastard that choked me."
Yeah. I hate that you got that line and I didn't.
Maybe next time they ruin one of our favorite movies.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine's gonna be like less time skippy. Well, it'll be a little bit time skippy at the start. But if you remember earlier in the review, I said the first third of the movie, it seemed just fine.
Mhm.
So I think what needs to happen is the last 66% of the movie needs to be completely cut. So off screen, what happened, and we're explaining this in the first third of the movie, is Joker already had his trial, and he was found guilty, and he's waiting on the death penalty. But just like in real life, the death penalty that takes decades of appealing. So Joker's kind of just waiting to die. So he meets Harley just like in the movie, and we'll just say that she's the crazy psych patient obsessed with the Joker that checked herself in that she is in this movie. The point where the movie would diverge is the scene where Harley sets fire to that piano and they try to break out. In the movie, they're caught at the gate. But in my version, they would completely escape. Then, throughout the movie, we'd see Harley's just trying to push Arthur to become the Joker. Now,
That's my boy.
I am not going to cut a single one of the musical numbers because now I would work them into the plot. So as soon as they're escaping, Arkham's on fire. They're on the rooftops dancing, just like they did that Hotel Arkham scene. The guards are also going to get their comeuppance. You remember the Sonny and Cher song?
Mm-hmm.
Just like in your version, they hook up with a bunch of the rioters wearing clown masks. And the important thing with this Joker is, just like you said, Ryan, this isn't the most confident Joker ever. But Arthur is learning stuff from them. They're the ones with the expertise. So what they do is Arthur and Harley Quinn, they end up kidnapping the guards that were abusing Arthur, and they end up going to a studio. They end up like forming a studio in a warehouse and broadcasting to all of Gotham, like the Sonny and Cher song. So they're seeing it, and it ends with them executing the guards live on TV. So it gets the Joker's name out there, and that leads to more chaos. Eventually, you have Harvey Dent and the judge. They're doing a trial, and just for some fanfare, or yeah, this would be fanfare, not member berries. But they're currently trying Zaz for murders. But Joker and his goons end up breaking into the courthouse. You get that musical number that he did in the courthouse. Instead of beating Harvey with a stool, instead he squirts a acid flower on his face, and then he beats the judge with the giant gavel like he did in the movie. So that's revenge for giving him the death penalty. Movie goes on, and eventually we have to have a act 3. A younger Gordon, who's probably, let's just say he's a detective in the movie. He's gone kind of undercover, and he's able to lead to Joker and Harley Quinn getting captured. They get thrown in Arkham, completely separate from each other, and we're back at the start. But now Arthur's more the Joker, and we're left with this death penalty thing is still gonna drag out for a while. But it gives Bruce Wayne some time to grow up, and we have a toothpaste now.
Bravo, boys. Both of those movies I would have enjoyed watching way more.
Yeah, Jeremy, it's called not being lazy with your homework.
I have so much hatred in my life. This movie triggered it. It's not a bad movie. It's worth watching, but
Yeah, like
God, it's a you. It really is.
Like I said, I thought it was kind of meh at best even whenever the scene where he's walking to meet his visitor, I was like, yeah, this movie's meh at best. Like, let's see how this ends, and then he got shanked. Like, okay, this movie. I even said like really loud, you gotta be kidding me. I made sure people heard that.
It was painful.
There, everyone, I just saved you a $20 ticket and 2.5 hours of your life.
2.5 boobless hours.
What a waste.
There's some penis, though, if you're into that. Go watch the Ping one on HBO instead. All right, Jeremy, pass topic onto you.
Okay. Favorite scene?
I did like the Sonny and Cher song. That's why I implemented in mine.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's a shame it was just so disconnected from the plot, and you couldn't tell it wasn't a real scene.
Ryan, what about you?
Mr. Puddles. That was the standout performance for me.
I did love that scene.
Yeah, I loved it too.
Your name is Puddles. He's doing that like Southern accent.
Yeah, I'm going with that one too.
Here's an interesting thing I thought. If Arthur wouldn't have fired his lawyer, I think she would have like won.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she would have.
Like even after he fired her, he was doing like a good job. Cause like he even proved to the like when he was like cross-examining Gary, it's like, was I the same person standing before you that night? It's like, no. So proving that he's probably got a split personality, but of course he ruins it when he tells the jury, it's like, yeah, there's no Joker, only Arthur.
God, I hated that. Oh, I hated that so fucking much. Like that whole courtroom scene was all right towards the end where he's dressed up as the Joker. I was like, okay, here we go. We're getting the Joker back. And then we lost him immediately.
Not what you deserved.
Jeremy didn't deserve that.
I did not deserve this. I lived through Mass Effect 3, goddammit. I did not deserve this. That's all I got.
I'm past Top Gun to you.
All right, boys. Where do we rank him in the pantheon of Jokers? And I know what you're thinking. Ryan, we already did that in the last review. I am, of course, referring
Now,
to Ricky.
I, I don't know enough about Ricky Joker to rank him. I will say he's above Jared Leto, though.
Yeah, well, anything's above Jared Leto, even this current Arthur Fleck Joker that we got. I'd be excited to see it. Like, I love chaos. I need chaos in my life. I'd be for it. But then again, we already had it with Heath Ledger. So it's like, why do it again? I'll put him above Jared Leto.
Yeah, I think that's a unanimous.
That's just across the board.
My favorite part was when he said it's Ricky time, right before he stabbed Arthur.
God, it hurts. Seriously, I did not see that ending coming whatsoever.
Neither did Arthur.
No, he didn't. Poor bastard. He didn't
You know
get
what?
what he deserved.
It's a controversial opinion. I did think this film had a happy ending. When he was in the courtroom and he was talking about his miserable life, I felt that. And now he doesn't have to have a miserable life anymore.
His miserable life was spilled all over the floor.
Yeah.
Was his life still a comedy?
No, it was a tragedy.
Anything else, Ryan?
No, I think that's it. Just want to talk about the snuggle struggle scene.
Nope, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too. That was completely unnecessary.
That was another what the moment.
Like I said, I think it's just a humiliation ritual for everyone like the first movie.
God damn, what a missed opportunity. And I
I
love
think-
Lady Gaga so much.
Yeah, hopefully Todd Phillips is done after this.
He deserves to be done. He needs to get what he deserves.
Another hangover movie.
All right, Jeremy, final thoughts?
I'm not going to say it's a bad movie, because there's parts I enjoy, specifically Lady Gaga, for reasons. Also, Joaquin Phoenix really put his all into it. I'm going to say it's worth watching, but I'm also going to say it's not a good movie. It's a f you movie. That's what it is.
Yep. Ryan, final thoughts?
This one's gonna go long. As someone who has been on the ground floor of watching comic book movies and hoping for comic book movies and watch them become the monster that they have become, I hope one day we can get to a point where filmmakers don't feel like they have to Trojan horse a small movie using beloved comic book characters. I hope one day we can stop this weird obsession with sticking it to incels. But most of all, I hope one day I can get my money back that I spent on this film, use it, see Beetlejuice again. If you don't get that joke, folks, go back and watch our Beetlejuice review.
Well said.
Great way to plug the podcast. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, it was a meh movie to the very end, and then it's just like someone comes up and just kicks you right in the nuts. If you're going to watch this movie, wait till you can get it for free somewhere, if you really want to watch it. If not, imagine your own version of the movie where he's fighting like Batman in it.
And it'll be way better than this.
Yep.
In my imagination, Lady Gaga lives there too, so she can be my Harley Quinn.
Jeremy, you still haven't learned don't stick your dick in crazy?
Nope, never will.
Okay, well, let me know when the next divorce is.
Yeah, bad.
All right, time to scale this one. Just as a warning for the people at home, this is the very, very first time on our scale. I've let the boys know ahead of time what the scale was. So, hope that doesn't spoil the scale for you. Every other time they're learning it for the first time, straight on the podcast.
I was going to say, how's it going to spoil it for them?
It's not going to be as, like, oh, what a surprise. But Jeremy, you know the scale. On the scale of the South Park movie, one of the most amazing musicals ever, to Mass Effect 3, one of the worst endings ever, where would you rank this?
Oh my god, a smidge above Mass Effect 3. Just for the fact I like Lady Gaga. Mass Effect 3 took 8 years of my life, okay? Joker took 2.5 hours. That's a big difference.
Fair enough. Ryan?
2 absent utility belt notches above Mass Effect 3.
You know what? I'm gonna put it one utility belt notch above it with Jeremy because Mass Effect 3, those games are like maybe 100 hours put together. This was only 2.5 hours, and 8 years is more than 5 years. So there you go.
Yeah, that scale hurt. That's a lot of trauma coming back.
Well, kicking the nuts is a lot of trauma, Jeremy. Getting
Yeah.
anally snuggled is also a lot of trauma. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to another episode of Tairimo Boys podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. I don't know what you'd leave a comment on this and didn't kind of ruin the movie.
That's how much of a turd it was.
Don't forget to ring the left bell. Stay tuned for more episodes.